I do think that the war news, just because we're getting so much of it, coinciding with the potential for more rate hikes, is starting to weigh a little bit on markets. And that's pretty much like why we're seeing some weakness. Mag 7 stocks are pretty much holding all right, but memory stocks like MU, Sandisk, SK High, the Chinese company that got listed today or on Friday on the NASDAQ, those ones bleeding is at the same time causing some weakness in the stock market. So it is what it is right now, especially for crypto, as you guys know. Looking at Bitcoin here, as you guys can see, had a baby bounce this morning that unfortunately has just led to a lower high. I thought we might have a little bit of fun on that bounce, not gonna lie, especially because we got 1 hour bullish divergence, but unfortunately did not result in anything just yet, at least. Especially if we don't get a bounce here, I think we're just going to pretty much come all the way down to 61,700 next. I think it's very likely. I honestly, if I'm being honest, like, because this bounce on BTC isn't leading to anything, it looks pretty weak. Not super interested in taking another BTC trade. We had this daily level here as well, which is why we had the bounce. But look at this daily candle, guys. Things are going to look pretty nasty on Bitcoin if it can't hold these lows. You really don't want to see this daily close with a lower low under this level here at 62,292. Then things will get really nasty. This is the other chart that we have to pay attention to. Failure on this flip, unfortunately. And I do attribute this to war news especially too, because I think this consolidation could have easily broke upward if there wasn't as much FUD in the markets. But I personally think that because the stock market had a little bit of a breakdown as well, I think that's why price started coming down here. I pretty much took the short trade at these highs just because Inval was so clean for me. I took this short up here on Friday because I was like, I'm literally just going to close it if the 15-minute closes back above this high at 64,700. Make it a pretty clean, easy invalidation. And yeah, it ended up working out, but I don't know. Bitcoin price action, like, I was really hoping we wouldn't reject from there because it's just, to me, it's boring PA to deal with this for it to come all the way down. Bitcoin looks like crap because it's very weak. So what are we gonna do, right? Bitcoin is weak like this. Most alts aren't gonna let us have our fun either. Oh yeah, so many of these alts look pretty pitiful. Of course, oil looks good just because the war news stuff is helping oil push up significantly. And yeah, guys, like where I'm looking for oil to reject, still these prices up here. I think you can also be watching this POC, so maybe actually a little lower. It might not come all the way up to fill this gap, but this is how it looks. Yeah, we can take a look at iron. See if the Binance chart has enough data. Nah. Let's pull it up on the stock market. Get rid of some of these old trades. I feel like I need to move this zone a little bit. It doesn't look accurate enough. I think maybe bottom side about right there. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, I mean, it's not looking too bad. It's losing these moving averages, though, which I don't really like. So, like, it's at support. This is where I'd be buying, not selling for sure. But at the same time, it also doesn't look super strong. Like, this is kind of a coin toss now to me, because it's below the moving average but at support. So kind of have coinciding factors there. Let's see, yeah, man, this one's kind of tough to get a read on. I feel like if you had some bullish divergence, that would help. Like, if this comes down to the bottom of the zone and you get a drive a bull div, then I think things would look a little better. All right, guys, cool. And then stock market here, still holding up better than Bitcoin today, at least, but it doesn't look that great. In fact, like, argument could be made that this is consolidating and getting ready to distribute, especially if I'm seeing some stuff come out about potential rate hikes. And if that happens, then I think we need to definitely be watching a move down to potentially 28,237 or so. So yeah, 28.37 or so, 28,237, I think could very well come on the stock market. However, what I will say is, for bulls here, all hope is not lost. We do have a potential inverted head and shoulders as well, kind of forming. Like, it's actually pretty clean, not gonna lie. Look at that. So let's have our alerts set about 29,340, because you can, I mean, like, if things really do play out down here, like, you can play out the long setup. I mean, in terms of pattern recognition here, there it is. That's what it would look like. And target, if it played out, would be all the way up here. So taking a look at Sol, this was a Sol long setup, and so far I think it actually, like, I see like a different setup here that kind of interests me. Looks like this. We actually have a pretty clean daily demand zone here. So maybe I will say, like, as long as this zone holds on Sol, things can actually start to get going. Or else, if the things don't hold here and this value area low rejects, well, we're gonna see a lower high, which will look very bad.